I'm a late person.
I'm early.
I know. So like
I know.
I don't know. Like I just like, for some reason, I always have this fear of like, if I'm too early, then I'm like a lame person. That like, if you show up to a party too early and you're the first one there, you're like, I'm too eager. I got to get out of here.
You don't just wait in your car and wait like...
No, because like, so, what if somebody sees me?
You park far away.
Oh, yeah. See, I'm not that smart. So I just like, so I'm just always late. I'm like, okay, I'll be there in 20 minutes. And then like an hour later, then I'll be there.
I have such anxiety about like, I have to be on time, where granted, it has a little bit of like the OCD-ness of it, but like I'll be like, all right, I have to be somewhere at 5, which means I should be there at 4:45 because parking might be bad. And then I have to look up the parking. And then I'm like, okay, well, rush hour, okay, I'll add 10 minutes extra just in case, because Google Maps is never correct.
Right.
It's always correct. And then I'm like, okay, then I can shower at this time. And I like backtrack it.
That sounds like an illness.
It is. I'm working on it.
I don't, you know what? There's certain things like I'm on time for work.
Yeah.
I'm on time, you know, actually I think that's the only thing I'm on time for in my life is work. So
they pay you, so you gotta be on time.
Yeah.
But I did marry someone who was notoriously 20 minutes late to everything.
Yeah.
So I've been...
It's a compromise.
Yeah. You gotta learn to communicate and just understand it's gonna be okay.
Have you ever shown up someplace early with your husband?
No.
Never? Not yet?
I think the only time we've ever been early to anything is our wedding, because I told everybody in the on the groom's side of the bridal party that they needed to be at the venue at 1:00, when in reality they had to be there at 2.
Nice.
And they arrived at 1:00.
Oh, look at that.
And I was like, oh,
you actually took it seriously this
oops.
time.
So I was like, all right, cool.
Because they were all like, Monica's going to kill us if they don't.
They were very concerned about me and my maid of honor just killing them all.
Sure.
So they were on time early, but that was probably one of the only times.
Okay.
But
that's an important thing. So at least that day, that's important.
Oh yeah,
good.
We were actually on time for that day.
Okay.
Which is you know, when you're, well, they just woke up, but like, you know, hair, makeup, all that
kind
of
stuff. For dudes, they don't have to worry about like, I had to shower at this time and then get my hair done at this time and do my makeup at this time.
No, we had a schedule, like so-and-so's getting their hair done at this time and makeup is at this time. And when I woke up at 6:30 in the morning to go get my coffee, I texted, my soon-to-be husband, oh, it's our wedding day. And after the wedding, he was like, oh, I didn't text you back because I was going to bed at that time to take a nap.
And you're like, thank God for telling me that after.
Right. I'm like, you slept 2 hours the day of our wedding? Great. I got a lovely 8 hours of rest.
Yeah, right.
So, for work, I'm just very fortunate where I don't have to be, like, I don't have a start time, which is nice. But I get to work at like 6:40 in the morning.
Yeah.
And then I leave early. I'm that person.
Okay.
So there's people that like don't know me. They're like, man, she's leaving really early. I'm like, well.
But they trickle in at like 8 or 8:30.
Or even like 9:00. And I'm like, well, I've been here for 3 hours before you got here. So.
Nice.
So it's kind of nice.
Good.
All right. Well, we're finally back, which is nice. So do you want to get into it?
Let's do it.
All right. So welcome back to Live It Like It's Hot. We took a summer break just to kind of get some stuff done in life. I moved, so that took a lot of time, but we're excited to be back on the mic and talk a little bit, just a smidge around some of the races that have happened since our last episode. So we'll talk a little bit about Gateway and Mid-Ohio, but we're going to talk a lot about our experience at our favorite race of the year, which is Road America. And, we'll talk a little bit about Mid-Ohio because there's some good shit talking we could do.
For sure. Absolutely.
At that point.
And that's our favorite.
Oh, we
that's
love
our
the
favorite
shit
part.
We love spicy takes here. But we'll go over just some news that has dropped since Gateway. So The schedule for the 2026 season has not been published yet, and normally it gets published around June, and there are speculations that Mexico is going to be on the schedule next year.
Finally, I think that's about time, because how long have we been asking for Mexico, or how long have been the Pato Who movement?
Yeah.
How long has that been a thing?
Did it really take Pato to create merch, talk crap about Mark Miles, and get his entire fan base to basically scream
him.
Pato Who, get billboards in front of the Speedway?
Yeah.
So it'll be exciting to see. This kind of ties into the next piece of news. So Thermal probably won't be on the schedule.
I'm okay with that. I don't think it was. I mean, I understand, like, the area, whatever. But it caters to a different type of people, not true Indy fans.
Yeah, and I think that the regular person who's walking around, like Coachella Valley in that area, like it's kind of off the beaten path. Like you wouldn't know Thermal was there, and that's the point of Thermal for the people who live there.
Because it's like super exclusive and like, you know, mansions and stuff like that, which like I said, I've been to Palm Springs, I've been to that area. Yeah. It is very nice, but like, I don't know, a racetrack doesn't belong there.
And 3 races in California is a lot, if you think about it.
Yeah.
So with Thermal hopping off and Arlington taking its place, if Mexico joins, they want to stay between the 17 to 18 races a season. So now
then they would add a race, you think?
Or the 2 that keep getting talked about is Portland and Laguna Seca being gone.
There's no way that they can get rid of Laguna Seca.
I personally think as long as Colton is racing, I feel like they'll keep Laguna Seca and Rossi, because they do have that hometown roots there.
Yeah.
I've never heard any driver or any fan say I loved Portland. Mm-hmm. Formula E used to race in Portland. They don't anymore. Like, I don't know, but the main promoter for a lot of the races, like in St. Pete, they also promote for Portland. So it's just, I think they're coming down to like dollars and cents here. Yeah. Because with Laguna only hosts some historical races and IndyCar, and that's it. So that
would be sad, because like that's one of the races that I would love to go to.
I know, right? Yeah. So please, Laguna, stay.
Yes.
But if they do add it, then it'll be 18. But there are conversations about Denver being on the schedule in 2027. So in essence, either Iowa needs to go from a doubleheader to a single race, or Portland or some other races are going to start going away. Kind of similar to maybe what F1's doing, where they're going to have like returning races every few years and new places coming through. Yeah. So I guess we'll see. I'm not crying over Thermal.
Yeah.
I think they can test at Thermal.
They can do that, like the fun, you know, that race that they did last year, that it was just for
the $1 million that they actually didn't get. $1 million.
Yeah, whatever that
the
was.
$500,000 that Alex Palou did win.
Right.
So what's the point?
Right.
They have been saying that the schedule's almost ready. I think they are waiting on Mexico to finalize and kind of dot I's and cross T's. But it will be very fun to see Pato race
in his hometown. It would be nuts, I think.
I really do hope so.
Yeah.
NASCAR was there this year, and I think IndyCar was waiting to see what the turnout was going to be, and it was pretty decent. And the weather wasn't great, and people were still there. And Daniel Suarez, he's also from the same town as Pato, which I think is funny. Mm-hmm. And so he even drew people in. So I don't think there will be butts and seats.
For sure. Well, and was it last year that he tested for F1?
Yeah.
And he got a lot of publicity there too.
Yeah.
Like, I remember him being interviewed by the F1 team. And there was still a lot of fans like holding up the signs for Pato, even though it was for an F1 race.
And I do think that he's going to be doing FP1 in Mexico again. So I have a slight feeling that there's going to be, Pato's going to have his moment.
Yeah,
so
good. Hopefully he will have a good race.
And he wins.
At that, and he wins. Because
Alex Palou just needs to sit that one out.
Yes.
Like, I'm good.
Yeah, exactly. Someone take him out. How about that?
Yes. Oh my God. We can just ask David Malukas. He could take him out. He's
for
done
sure.
it before.
Yeah. I'm sure he'll do it again.
Oh my goodness. But now we'll move on from a little bit more about McLaren and Penske. So at Gateway, Nolan
Sounded off.
for such a young,
And he's relatively like he doesn't have a whole lot of scandal around him
No.
at all. So like for this to pop off,
swears
is
like a sailor.
Yes. He was hot on that radio.
When I was watching the race, like clearly I was watching the main broadcast. I wasn't listening to like any one specific radio, but hearing him just be like, "This is fucking bullshit, fuck," and I was like,
Like, oh, okay.
"You're a baby,
Yeah, right.
You're
This
a
is-
child." What I didn't like about it though was that McLaren kind of made him do a public apology.
Yeah. Which like I mean, that's kind of one of the fun parts about IndyCar is like they are very unfiltered.
Yeah.
And they do get into fights and arguments like in front of the camera and stuff like that. So like that is kind of strange that McLaren made him do that.
So
publicity.
I believe I think Rossi mentioned this on Off Track, that McLaren kind of treats their drivers similar to F1 when it comes to media training.
Yeah.
So I do wonder if they're like, don't poke the bear, i.e. Roger Penske. So I understand that. But it was actually kind of nice seeing all of the drivers kind of back Nolan and be like, you should hear what I say in the car sometimes.
Right. 100%.
Probably worse than just dropping the F-bomb and saying bullshit 17 times. But people were just clipping just Nolan being like, tell Penske to go fuck himself.
Maybe that's what it was, just because it was so direct.
Yeah.
So, and I guess, I mean, but like I'm pretty sure what team hasn't said that.
Okay, let's go back to like if Colton would have said that or Santino. We would have been like, yeah.
I mean, yeah, and I'm pretty sure all of IndyCar, all the fans would be like, yeah, that makes sense.
Everyone
That
was
makes
like,
100%
everyone was
sense.
again like very for Nolan and being like, you did nothing wrong. Like, adrenaline is a real thing, and if this is the worst of it,
Yeah.
But man, swearing like a sailor.
Yeah.
You look at him, you're like 20 years old, and
Right? Just like, what do you have to be mad about?
yeah,
But
I get it.
if things happen, right? You're in the heat of the moment, something happens to you, your mic is hot. What do you
It
do?
is whatever.
Yeah.
But while Nolan was saying, go F yourself, Penske, McLaren decided to hire Kyle Moyer from Penske after he got fired for attenuator gate.
So maybe that's McLaren's way of still saying.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's interesting. So he used to work with TK when he was driving. So I think it's just an interesting thing because Zach and TK were also very vocal about cheating and what's going on with Penske and all of that. But when you got a free agent as good as Kyle Moyer, you scoop him up.
Give us a little peek behind the curtains and see if they can give him a little bit more insight, right?
So we still have Cindric and Ruzewski who have not gone anywhere, but Kyle Moyer was kind of like the third to get. I think he was just kind of like collateral damage. So it's now wondering like, are they doing like with Tim Cindric? Is he gonna just retire, or is he gonna end up like with Andretti or something and get real spicy? So we'll see.
So was this Moyer? He was one of the top 3 guys that got canned before?
Yes,
before the 500.
So so Tim Cindric was president of Penske Racing and also on Joseph Newgarden's car. Ron Ruzewski was on Will Power's car, and Kyle, I believe, was on Scotty Max.
Got it.
So I think it was just the beheading of all 3 because they were the 3 top dogs.
Sure.
So I don't think Roger could have kept one and then take 2 out, right?
Sure.
Or fire Cindric and not the others, right? So who knows how much they knew about what was happening, right? So we'll see, but McLaren doing McLaren things, being like, here's a contract, come work for us.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Whatever advantage that they can get.
Yeah, but outside of that, Gateway was kind of meh. It was a good race.
It was, well, and it's nice. I think like the night aspect to probably made it a little bit better. I know we're very vocal about our experience at Gateway that we did not enjoy it.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that the fan experience changed much.
No.
But probably the fact that it was at night, maybe different prime time, like TV wise, like what was the
Oh, the numbers?
The numbers that they were.
They got a 96% increase from last year for just a night race.
Yeah. So I think that's cool to throw some of those in the mix.
Yeah.
So that improved it a little bit.
I know, and then you get to think of like outside of Gateway, what other race on the calendar would you want it to be a night race?
I know.
I think a street race at night would be sick. Mm-hmm. Like do like a Singapore style kind of like street race at night.
It's what, like Detroit? That's a little sketchy at night.
Might be sketchy at night. Maybe we don't want to do Detroit.
I don't think so. What'd you say, Portland? That would be even sketchy too.
Yeah, because you just run into a tree.
What else would be good at night?
St. Pete?
Yeah, but like
Toronto maybe at night would be cool.
Oh, that would be cool.
Because you have like the Space Needle and things like that.
That would be cool. Because like, what's it called? It's like St. Pete. It's Florida, so you gotta do it during the day.
Yeah, in Long Beach,
right.
Yeah, you have to do it during the day. But like Toronto at night, I think would be.
Yeah.
But
that's our vote. Do Toronto next time.
Don't do Detroit. So I don't know if Penske wants to do more night races. Like either they have to. Unless they do, I don't think IMS has lights. Like, do the Indy GP at night during the month of May?
Do they have lights?
But I don't think they have lights.
I can't think of No, I don't think so.
I don't remember. No, because with the 500, if it gets too late at the sunsets, they can't race. So.
And I feel like that oval is just so big. If you do the GP and like some of that cuts right in the middle, are those lights really going to be that effective? No.
So we'll see what happens. But I think the race was late.
Yeah.
The old biddy in me was like, it's 10:30.
Yeah, and it's like, what is happening?
Like, great, I get to see Kyle Kirkwood win again.
Yeah, which is okay. It's better than the Spanish Inquisition, right?
I know, but you know what's crazy? Like, Palou did not do well in Gateway, but he still salvaged like an 8th place.
Yeah,
he was still like in the top 10.
Yeah.
But
so I think that's just his baseline, right? Like that's what him considered not good.
I think
his top 10.
I think outside of his DNF, the one that David Maluk has heated him on was that Long Beach. I think that was Long Beach.
No, that was Detroit.
I think his average like finishing is like 3, like 3rd.
Yeah.
So 8th, you'll be like, that's a bad day in the office.
That's a bad day. Yeah, right.
But I think it was really nice to see Christian Rasmussen see an ECR on the podium. Mm-hmm. And,
that's awesome.
You know, I think the night races at Gateway make sense. When it's hot as balls outside, when the sun goes down there, it's nice.
That fire actually kind of makes it look, pops it off a little bit
better. They
better.
added more this year.
Was there more?
Yes. Yeah. Apparently, it shook the media center. Oh, no. Like when we went, it was like, oh, but apparently like the drivers were like, holy shit, because it was just like
so much heat. I'm sure that
and
went
I'm
on
like,
them.
Maybe we shouldn't. I don't understand why they do it at the beginning still. I feel like it would be really sick, like once the drivers cross the finish line to do a big boom.
Yeah.
But maybe they apparently added more pyro. Because they don't care if it burns down.
Because I feel like because it was during the day, like I don't think it has that effect. So I don't think I noticed that they added more. But I remember like hearing in the broadcast, they're just like, "Oh my god, that just shook the station here." So,
but yeah, Gateway was okay. But we can move on to our favorite race of the season.
Yes,
Miss Road America.
Mm-hmm. Love it. I love just the area. I love the track. I love the feel of it, the fan experience. People from Wisconsin are nice, even though they call us fibs, which whatever. We'll forgive them for that. But we had a great time.
We did. It was hot.
It was very hot. I think they said it was like the hottest ever at Road America. But like the last year, and I think usually Road America is early in June. So this is pushed back a little bit. And of course it was the hottest freaking weekend of the summer.
So we got there on Friday to pick up. We got a golf cart this year.
We sure did.
Best investment.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
If you go to Road America, get a damn golf cart.
Yes.
And it was actually mild on Friday. Mild being like I think it was like in the 80s. Mm-hmm. So we took a drive around. It was very nice. And then I remember getting there on Saturday, and I was like, oh boy, thank God we have this golf cart because we would die. Mm-hmm. Slow, painful deaths.
Well, and we walked a lot last year, I remember. Yeah. And like I can't imagine in that heat doing that again.
No, like last year it rained on quali day and it was cold, and then it was hot in the morning of race day, and then it got cold.
It got cold again
at the end of the race. This one, it was just like you're sweating.
Yeah, it was just oppression the entire day.
You're drinking wet air.
Yeah. Yes.
But it's just, even though it was hot, it's just such a beautiful track. We stayed in Sheboygan, so we got to get a little like by the beach, check out some of the haunts that some of our drivers or previous drivers go to.
Yeah, which was cool. I mean, yeah, it was nice to be by the beach because like they call it the Malibu of the Midwest, Sheboygan, because I'm like really like when we were walking in the morning to go get breakfast, we heard the waves and it literally felt like the ocean.
Yeah,
and it was just.
And we don't get
Lake
that
Michigan.
here on that part of Lake Michigan. So it was, we were right on the Riverwalk. We got to walk to get breakfast every morning. We stopped by what seems to be Pato's favorite ice cream shop.
Yes.
And see what the hype was about. Hype was great.
It was good, yeah. And it was a line out the door.
Yeah.
So
it was a lovely evening. We spent time with lovely friends on Friday night and had a bonfire on, which was really lovely with everybody. And it was just a nice weekend. And then on Sunday, I didn't even think that it can get any better.
Yeah. Oh my God. We were surprised. Well, we knew that it was coming. We just didn't know what to expect, that we ended up being guests of Dale Coyne and their hospitality, which was fantastic. So thank you, Dale. Thank you, Gail, for allowing us to be there with you guys. It was definitely an unforgettable experience for both of us.
We've had access to certain paddocks and garages and things of that nature, but we've never had like credentials where we were able to walk the pit lane and see really like what is happening that close.
We were on the other side of the fence for a little bit, which felt so wrong for us to be there. And like both of us were like arms in, like feet in, don't touch anything, do not trip anybody.
Well, and we felt so bad for the entire pit crew's working because you have all of the safety folks like in full fire suppression suits. You can see they're just like beet red from being sunburned and hot. You have the pit guys lifting these tires that are super heavy.
Yeah.
And we're over here just like with our bottle of water being like, this is awesome.
Right. We're just like in our sundresses and hats and we're like, oh my God, we're loving life.
But I think for me, like one of the most amazing highlights was not only we were on the other side of the fence and in the pits on race day, right before the start of the race, we were able to actually like walk the track at the start finish.
Yep. So we were on the grid walk. So like taking a look at the cars and we were surrounded by family. And again, it was one of those moments where you're like, I shouldn't be here.
Yeah.
But I am, and I can be here. I'm credentialed to be here. But that was surreal.
Just walking by and seeing the drivers like in their element right before a race, and all of them do things so differently, right? Like Joseph Newgarden was chilling with his family and team, and like Coda, his son, was just sitting on his lap, just like hanging out. Yeah. And then you have like Christian Lundgaard doing like physio stuff to like get into like the mental space of getting into a race car, and it's just such a lovely experience to see those little pieces of personality. We don't see that on the broadcast.
Yep.
And to stand there during like the national anthem and during the flyover with Renus and his family.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Did that really happen? And I may or may not have almost tripped Georgia from Indy Fox. Sorry, Georgia.
You didn't.
I didn't.
Thank goodness.
But I almost did. I felt like, again, one of those things where I'm like, I shouldn't be here.
I know, but I do have to give a shout out to the pit reporters. We saw Kevin, we saw Georgia, we saw Jack, and while they looked miserable because it was hot, they were dialed in.
Yeah,
and we saw them.
And it's so like we see the behind the scenes, and like they do awesome on the broadcasts. Like they're just like turn on, and they did awesome. Even though behind the scenes they're running and they're sweating and it's just so hot. But
the pit lane is actually so narrow. Like in essence, you have probably one person can walk this way and one person can walk that way. So when you have a giant film crew, you have the camera guy, the boom, the TV monitor holding person, and then you have, Jack. I didn't even realize, like, when Jack's like, they're talking to you constantly. Like, he's literally talking into the mic to production while here. I'm like,
I don't know how they do it. I can't silence the thoughts in my head normally.
No.
Like, so
and
I
there's
can't
cars just going, phew, 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 right now.
Right.
So it was a crazy experience. Honestly, like, once in a lifetime. Just to see that kind of access and just to see how the team works. And all of us really do know, like, how family-oriented Coyne is, but they are such a lovely group of people.
They really are.
And you can tell how much passion Dale has for this sport and his entire family, and the support that he gets from his family is just, it's incredible to see. Like, everyone always tongue-in-cheek jokes about Coyne, right? Like, you know, there was a joke like, oh, Christian Horner just got fired from, you know, Red Bull. He's going to go work for Coyne next year, right? Everyone jokes about that. But, like, seeing how one of the smallest teams and hearing their history and how they got there, it makes you love them even more.
Yeah, because they've been there. They're also, the second oldest team?
To Penske.
Yeah.
So you think about that. You're like, Dale has been doing this for such a long time. He's developed some of the best drivers on the grid, including Alex Palou. He raced for Coyne.
Yeah.
So Dale has this eye for great future IndyCar champion talent. And I think the broader fan base needs to give Coyne, like, they need to give them more and just say, hey, like,
the kudos that they deserve.
Yeah,
sure.
They need to get their flowers.
Yeah.
And yes, we might maybe one day we'll see a Coyne on the podium, or I actually can see Renus on the podium soon.
He's racing hard. Like, he's doing a great job at Coyne.
If they can just get qualifying down, he can be a top 10 car. And they're moving in the right direction. They've hired some incredible engineers to come work for them after the 500. So I see some momentum with this team. And I think the stigma that is, oh, they're just the small team, Dale, you know, they're underfunded, whatever. I'm sorry to say this, but some of the most funded teams,
they should be doing better.
Penske,
yeah,
they're getting outdriven and outqualified by a Coyne car. And Jacob, yes, he's still a rookie. He's learning. Yes, he was bumped from the 500, but that kid has, like, the want to do it. And him and Renus are, like, best friends.
Yeah.
And I love that.
That's awesome.
Love that.
I think that's important to have, like, that mentorship, especially with if you have a rookie on your team.
Do you know that Renus is only a year older than Jacob?
Really?
Yeah.
I always forget how young these drivers are.
Babies.
Yeah.
Children.
Yeah.
So it was a great race. We got to see the solo cup car win.
We did.
So Alex Palou, of course.
Yeah.
Alex Palou.
Oh, yes, he sure did.
But the amount of Red Solo Cup songs we heard.
We heard it on a constant loop for, like, an hour, right? Like, and everyone's first, who sings this song?
Yeah, everyone's like, who? Wait a minute. It was lovely, but we also got to see Fro on the podium again for MSR, which was great. And then Santino got up there in third too. So we got to see the podium, which was really awesome.
We did, yeah. Like, people were mobbing it, right? Yeah. And we were just like, and we're not the people. We're like, it was too hot to mob it. So we're just like, we're just gonna stand right here. But I thought, that was super cool to watch them celebrate, do the champagne and everything.
Yeah, and you know how long it takes because you see them take multiple photos and doing all of that. But when you're standing in, like, 100-degree heat and you're seeing, like, Alex Palou put on another hat and then take another photo and then another hat and take another photo, I'm like,
you're like,
that man doesn't even look tired.
No.
He looked like he can do it all over again.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here being like,
I know.
And
then also, didn't you heard that a bunch of the guys, their cooling suits failed,
Yes.
like lap 1, lap 2, like it didn't, like, early in the race.
Some of the fact that some drivers still don't drive with a cool suit after Road America and Mid Ohio, which we'll talk about.
How do they?
How?
Yeah.
But I think the highlight reel of the weekend was, yes, Alex won, but everyone ran out of fuel. And they were so dehydrated that fans were throwing water bottles to, like, Pato, and then someone threw a Miller Lite at Santino.
And he just chugged it.
And he just chugged it. And honestly, there are some other drivers I could see do that, but that is so Santino coded.
Yeah. 100%.
Best beer he probably has tasted.
Right. I think he was asking for a what's it called? A spotted cow.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, they're just like,
we don't throw those over for you.
Yeah,
those are precious.
You have to earn those. And you being third, I don't think you earned it.
Nope, absolutely not. So that was actually really crazy to see, like someone just chucking a beer and then him just like chugging it and then going to the podium and being like, hey, like you would never see that like in F1 now.
No.
Could you imagine like someone just throwing a beer over the, no absolutely not.
Too much media training. That's
exactly.
not going to happen.
So it was a hot one. I commend every single one of those drivers.
Yeah.
Really.
I want to say Rossi on the podcast had said like every yellow, they were just dreading it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, because it just prolongs them being in that heat. You know, the cooling suit that failed, or some of them, I don't know if they ran out of water or not able to access their water. That just sounds miserable. Important Newgarden, that he was trying to get air and he like crashed, right? Because his suit failed.
We can get into this a little bit more with Mid-Ohio too, but like at one point mentally, can you just keep taking that? Like he was putting his hand up to get airflow, and then I don't think that's what caused him to crash, but like the chain of events, you're just like,
really? Shit. Like, yeah.
And when you crash that late into the race after having to suffer through that entire thing,
like the only thing you want to do, you're like, at this point I just want to finish.
Yeah.
And it didn't happen for him.
And all the teams had like the trash cans with water and ice, or the
ice baths. Yeah.
Man.
Which, I mean, we were tempted to jump in because we walked by the Dale Coyne ones and we're like, should we?
Do you think Renus would mind if I just took a quick little bath?
Just a little bit,
just
right?
to cool off.
Right.
We'll clean it afterwards.
Right.
It looked very welcoming.
Yes.
To all the fans that camped that weekend.
Oh my God.
Bless your hearts.
I know. That's a huge crowd that always comes. So
even with the heat, there was on Friday when we came, probably it was probably 5 times busier than the Friday we went last year. And it was just packed. And then on Saturday, even with the heat, packed. Sunday, even with the heat, we got there. I think people came later to the race than they would, because the race was earlier this year, but still packed. Mm-hmm. The amount of sunburns that I saw, I was like, did you even think about wearing sunblock?
Right. Like I know we're in the Midwest, but again, it is still 100 degrees out here. But like, I feel like when we were going to the podium after the finish, like I think a lot of people left.
Oh yeah, it was hard.
It was and if you didn't have a golf cart, if you didn't have access to air conditioning in any way, like it was very hard to stay through that entire race.
Yeah, there were many times on Saturday where we, even with a golf cart, went to the car and turned the air conditioning on just to take a minute.
Yep.
So it was definitely a hot one. But Road America never disappoints. Yeah. Race day was my birthday, which was the best birthday present a girl can get. And Sheboygan was beautiful. It was my first time there too. And we've stayed now. I would love to check out Elkhart Lake, which is right above Road America.
And that's a little bougier area.
So maybe one of these years we'll stay over there and then figure out which area we like to stay the most in. But it was nice.
We didn't mention our dinner.
We didn't.
Yeah. So we went to, we stalked again on the Off Track podcast that they were talking about this Italian restaurant in Sheboygan. And Monica, with her detective skills, found this Italian restaurant, made reservations in like February.
Yeah. They were like, we don't take reservations like 5 months out. And I put it in my calendar, was like, make reservation at this restaurant.
Which we could have walked in there and been fine on the day.
Probably, but I felt really awesome being like, I got it, secured.
Oh my God. I can't imagine like when we walked in, they're like, oh, you're Monica.
Oh, you're the girl that really likes to plan things. I'm like, yeah, I do.
But so like our hope was to hopefully see someone having dinner there, and sure enough, Hinch was there.
Yep.
And they, the staff knew what they were doing because they put them like right by the window where everybody could see him. So sorry, Hinch. We were not the ones that went up to you at all.
No.
We were not those people. So, but there was a lot of people that went up to him and like knocking on the window and stuff.
Oh,
and
yeah.
he was like, okay.
I remember pulling up and parking the car, and you and I literally just looked straight at like just the side, and we just laughed because we're like, Hinch, you're the one that gave us this recommendation without saying it about this place. Yeah. And the irony that we are now here after booking this 6 months ago, and you're having dinner the same night with with Becky and your family.
Yeah. I mean, it was a very good restaurant.
Delicious.
It was very good. So highly recommend.
Honestly,
literally the only Italian restaurant in Sheboygan.
That's worth it. Please, it's not that hard to find. But it was lovely. My best friend drove in from Chicago, and we were just chilling there, and it was kind of fun. Like these two little boys came up to Hinch and took a photo with him, and
that's the only appropriate thing. So, like children going up to famous people, like okay, I think that's fine. Adult men knocking on the window while you're eating dinner. No, please don't do that.
Those guys that were at that table clearly looked like they were like a round of golf and beers deep. Yes. And they were just trying to be quirky, fun, and cool.
Yeah.
And
not any of those things.
No. And I have this mentality of like when drivers are like with their family or they're eating or, Hinch or whoever, even if it was Jack, like this is their off time. We'll see them at the track tomorrow if I really, really want to approach. And I know that they'll say, we'll take photos and we'll say hi and everything. But, if I'm in the middle of my meal and I'm enjoying it with my friends and family and some, older dude comes up to me and is just like, hey, what? I'd be like, of course I will, because perception is everything. But
in the back of your mind, I'm sure it's super annoying.
It was hard in the beginning because where I was sitting literally perfectly straight staring at Hinch and his table. Yeah. And I think at times we may have made eye contact and I was just like, oh shit, don't look at him. Because it's like we were talking and then we listen to the podcast so frequently. It's like that, like I knew the voice. Yeah. So I would look for the voice because I'm like, I know that voice. I listen to that voice twice a week.
Yeah. 3 times a week, probably, because with the podcast and the broadcast.
Oh, yeah. Hinch, we're your number one fans. But thank you so much for the recommendation. Yes. 10 out of 10. We had an amazing time. Definitely will come back next time we're in Sheboygan. For sure. But yeah, the irony of that is just both of our husbands were like, how did you find this place? And we just pointed at Hinch. We're like, that guy.
Yeah, he was the one who said it.
He's the one that said
it. We
kind
of maybe stalked a little bit, but he was the one who found it.
Never mentioned the name of this place on the podcast. Nope. Just said Italian place. And our sleuthing skills.
Yes. Worked out.
10 out of 10.
Worked out.
So to next year in Road America, which
for sure.
Super excited for that. But we are in this weird span of time where it's not even like a back-to-back. It's like a back-to-back to back-to-back to back-to-back.
Right, back-to-back, double header, back-to-back to back-to-back, right?
Do they hate the drivers?
They must. Like, again, the spacing of these races is definitely could have been thought out better. I hope that they think about that in 2026. Because
they have the World Cup next year, and Fox is broadcasting the World Cup. So is it going to be like...
So they're going to front-load, back-load? You think?
Yeah. Which,
because it's what like the World Cup's a month usually, 2 months.
No, I think the main stuff. Granted, no, nothing. I think the main stuff's like 3.5 weeks. It's a month-ish.
It's a month.
So I think all of July in my mind, because it's also in the U.S. So it's not like they have.
I forgot about that. Well, it's in North America, so I think there's some in Mexico, some in U.S. and some in Canada.
So like they can't race in Toronto because July they race in Toronto. If Mexico's on the calendar, they have to race in March. Yeah, will they be able to?
Well, oh no. So that's probably why they have the race in Dallas in March.
Yep.
Because I know those were going to be used for.
But it's going to be interesting because a lot of the races that happen in July are in the Midwest, and they can't front load those to April because it could still snow in Road America in April.
Yeah,
you can't put all weather tires on the IndyCars.
Right. So I guess we're just going to have to wait and see what the schedule looks like.
Yeah, because after this doubleheader, they're going to Toronto.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, but
I guess they could put because like there's no. Like nothing's going to be like in Chicago or like the Midwest. So all of like July would just be in the Midwest.
Yeah. I guess
But
we'll have to
that's
see. Don't get me started of, just put a Chicago race. We have no soccer coming, right? No World Cup coming to Chicago.
I don't think so. Not with
So-
the Bears acting the way that they do with
the
the
stadium or whatever.
stadium.
Yeah, so come on by. Just
I
use
think-
the old NASCAR track. It's
And I was going to say
fine.
NASCAR. I think that it's up. I don't know if
It's
it's
done.
going to happen in 2026.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
It is.
That would be kind of carnage, though. I mean, it would be like Detroit.
It's Detroit. If they could extend Lakeshore Drive from Navy Pier to the Science Museum or whatever, that's a long enough straight to do some stuff.
Yeah.
But then cutting through, like where they cut through,
Yeah.
They could invest in the Speedway in Peoria and do an oval.
Yeah.
But that track has seen better days.
I was going to say they probably need some updates.
Yeah, and I don't know if the oval's graded for IndyCar, if it's just graded for NASCAR.
Yeah.
But Chicago's available. Roger.
Right? Think about it.
We'll go.
Think about it. We would definitely go.
We'll work it. It's fine.
Yeah.
We'll be there.
Yeah. We'll be the volunteers at some point.
We'll be part of the AMR safety team.
Yes.
We'll be
The
volunteering.
junior AMR safety team.
Yes, we'll bring the pilot. It's fine.
I'll wrap my pilot if that's what it takes.
There we go. But we left Road America, and then promptly everyone went to Mid Ohio. Mm-hmm. Mid Ohio is definitely one of maybe the top 5 races I would like to go to, but as the name says, it is in the middle of Ohio.
Yeah.
There's not a lot around there.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I am ready still to camp at an IndyCar race.
Yeah. If I had a big enough RV.
Yeah, like if I had Pato's RV.
We need a glamping situation.
Yes.
Yeah. I think I need a shower. I need a bed. I need air conditioning.
Yeah. So we did talk about this at Road America, how they do it at Silverstone. They have like the glamping sections during, like, how fun would it be if Road America had a glamping section, like just Airstreams people can rent, and it's like they should do that in Mid Ohio.
There's space, I feel like, that they can do
Yeah,
that.
I'd pay for that.
Oh, for sure.
Like a cute little camping area with an Airstream, air conditioning, and you have like and then you don't have to lug it there, lug it back.
Well, and they also have, and I know this is like a camping thing, and I'm not sure how I feel about it, but like they do have like the showers like that are placed throughout, which is okay. Like, I mean, it's a good alternative if, heaven forbid, your shower doesn't work in your RV.
See, I'm okay with that. Like, shower shoes, flip-flops, you'll make it work, but air conditioning and an actual bed that doesn't sit on the ground is what I need.
Yeah, agreed.
So, but we're in Mid-Ohio. Weekend numbers for Ohio were actually down.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if it's just because we were just inundated with things, but they were down. So I don't know what was going on there, but viewership was down. Maybe we were over IndyCar.
Maybe. Well, like I said, the back-to-back, they're just like, oh, another race. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, Mid-Ohio.
Mid-Ohio, it's not that exciting.
But the race itself was actually...
Yeah.
So even though the numbers were down for viewership, I think the race was pretty good.
It was. I thought so. Like, it was very exciting to watch, again, being from that Ohio, but it was I was glued to the TV.
The fact that there were so many different strategies based on how the yellows were and all of that, like, at one point I was like, Alex Palou's on pole.
Here we go again.
Alex Palou is leading this thing. And then I think it was, I forgot if it was Hinch or Will, they were like, oh, the yellow fell, Scott's on the alternate strategy. And I was like, Scott Dixon? Mm-hmm. He's on a fuel-saving strategy? Oh, he gonna win this.
Yeah.
And then Alex passed Dixie, and I'm like, and then Alex Palou showed the world that he can make mistakes.
He is capable of making a mistake. And like at first it looked like that his car like lost power.
Yeah.
So we're like, what is happening?
I
But
know.
it was just his error that he just went wide. It slipped and Scott just snuck
Scott
in.
came in, and it was lovely seeing Scott in Victory Lane. Scott has won a race now in 21 consecutive seasons.
That's awesome.
So
That's incredible.
He only has missed 2 years out of his entire IndyCar series that he didn't win a race.
Legend.
Goat.
Goat. Total legend that we're watching.
I told Jimmy, I was like, listen, the year that Scott Dixon decides it's time to hang up the helmet, I don't care where the season ender is. I'm going because I'm going to bawl my eyes out because this is legend status, what he's doing at his age. Mm-hmm. So it was nice to finally get our third winner of the year.
Yes. Somebody different.
Yeah.
Yes.
Alex is still second, so he's still leading the championship. Christian Lundgaard was back on the podium, and
it should have been an Andretti. But what happened again?
Man, I feel like at the end of this season, we're just going to have clips of being like, what happened with Andretti? Oh, another
terrible pit stop. Oh my God. And you could see the frustration on his face too. And like in the camera, like he was like hitting the steering wheel and my heart just melted again.
Yeah. Well, imagine this. Your teammate, Kyle, at that point before Scott won, was the only other driver that has been able to beat Alex Palou. You don't have to worry about Marcus Ericsson because who the hell knows what he's doing.
Where is he?
Okay. Can we talk about the fact that he was sponsored by Fox Sports at Mid-Ohio? Like, could you not get a sponsorship, my guy? And you went to Fox and was like, Can I
have one, please? It's like trick-or-treating for sponsorship.
Can I have the really creepy NFL Cletus robot guy be with me? Stop it. No, that's not what we want. But like Marcus Ericsson, Colton doesn't care about him.
Yeah.
And then Andretti is like, we kind of forgot about Colton.
Yeah.
He needs to win.
He does need to win something. Or
podium at this point.
I know.
But
I know.
I will say, Laguna Seca's coming up. He does well there.
It's his kind of like hometown,
Vibes.
kind of, right?
Sending the vibes.
Yes.
So Christian ended up getting third, and our biggest mover was Renus. So Coyne still, showing that they got it. Mm-hmm. They just need to qualify better.
Yeah.
Really quickly around Indy next. So Dennis Hauger is still Alex Palouing the series, but there was a really scary crash.
That was terrifying.
Between Team Andretti teammates Ricardo Escoto and Sebastian Murray. I had the broadcast on like in the background, and I stopped when I heard the crash, and then when I saw the replay, terrifying. How into turn 4, just Escoto just touched Murray's car, and then that car is just airborne, and it was right around. I think there was a crew station there. Mm-hmm.
Oh God!
It could have been
awful.
Way worse. Mm-hmm. Both drivers were okay. They walked away.
Which is like I still, when I see some of these crashes and like just the force that they hit each other, like just things are flying off the car, like that halo is that truly saves lives.
I do have to say I wasn't watching IndyCar when they didn't have it. I don't know how, as a driver, as a family member of a driver, as a fan, could have watched. I guess I didn't know, right? But could have watched that,
right?
Those two guys would have not made it if it wasn't for the halo.
Yeah, it's crazy to think about, like the life before the halo. But I think any driver who jumps in a car is ready to die for this.
Oh, 100%. So. Right. I think we've mentioned this before. When Hinch got Hinch kebabbed, the first thing he said was, "When can I drive again?"
Yeah.
Roman Grosjean, "When can I drive again?" So it was scary. Both drivers were okay. They red flagged the race, and then Dennis Hauger took it home. So there was nothing outside of that. Nothing really crazy happened in Indy next.
Yeah.
But it was also really hot in Mid-Ohio, temp-wise again.
Yep.
Another hot one for the cool suits to not work.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of heat on and off the track.
For sure. And I know we've talked about these individuals before, and I still want my reality show with them. I want them on The Real World. I want them on Road Rules, between Connor and Santino. Please, for the love of God.
What I appreciate most with Connor specifically is Connor will be the first one to vocally to the media be like, I don't like him.
Yeah.
And his radio was like, that clown, da, 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 and I'm like, and Santino kind of was like, I didn't know what was going on. And I'm like,
which is BS, because even the broadcasters, did you hear what they called him? They called him a Jekyll and Hyde.
Yeah.
So like he's got two faces, and everybody knows that he's got two faces when he drives.
The fact that Townsend Bell agreed with that,
yeah.
he's like Santino's number one fan.
Yeah.
But even during, I think it was during practice, Santino got upset and then just like tried to cut off a bunch of drivers.
Yeah.
And almost like hit one of them. And it's those moments where you're like, dude,
that defines you as a person.
Yeah.
For like when you're under pressure like that, and when you are angry, if you can't control that anger in like those high high stress, high awful situations like that, like that defines you as a person.
And the other drivers laugh at you.
Yeah.
They do. They're like, what are you doing, my guy?
Right.
And I hate to, like, Connor has nothing to lose by speaking his mind about it, because he's had seasons off from IndyCar because he couldn't have a seat. Like, there's a good chance that his seat next year will not be available to him. And he has a short amount of time to prove to other teams or even JHR that he should belong there. And if someone is just, like, Santino's just Santinoing on the track, dude, relax.
Right.
You're performing. Foyt's doing amazing since the 500. You're in the top 10 in the championship. You were third, the previous race. Like, you've got momentum.
Yeah, don't throw that away.
Do I think Santino might be a little miffed that his teammate Malukas is a Penske driver and everyone's talking about how if Will retire or not get re-signed, and he's standing there going, what do you mean? Like, but dude,
you have to cool it. You're giving Italians a bad name at this point.
I don't even consider him Italian, so just saying, he's just Santino.
He's from Connecticut, I feel like.
Yeah,
right?
he gives off this Texas vibe, but like, you're a Connecticut boy.
Yeah.
And Connor is Indiana homegrown, and he'll fight a bitch.
He totally will. He's scrappy. He's definitely
and we
scrappy.
love him for that.
Yeah.
So the beef has clearly transcended into Iowa. So we'll see what happens on the track at Iowa.
Yeah.
But there's also just been a lot of question marks around Penske. What is going on with those three?
I know. Like, they're... And I know I said this earlier, kind of comparing them to the downfall of Red Bull right now. Like, it's interesting to see like the parallels of both of those teams.
Yeah.
Like, it's happening at the same time. Like, that large scale of a team. Like, what is happening within their organization?
And it's not just Penske IndyCar. Like, in NASCAR, like in Formula E, like even in the like in Le Mans, like Penske has like there's just been like like Penske perfect doesn't exist right now. And I don't know, comparative to Red Bull, like the pressure cooker situation, eventually people are going to be so burnt out that they're not going to be able to perform.
Yeah.
They just fired their 3 top guys over the second in a row year of a cheating scandal.
Yeah.
It sounds so similar to Red Bull. It's not even funny.
I know.
And then you look at Joseph Newgarden. He can just wipe this season as a test season.
Yeah. He's having a terrible season.
Oh my God. Will Power, he's doing okay, but he's either doing really well or he's not.
There's nowhere to be seen. Yeah.
Scotty crashing before the first lap of the 500, just not being anywhere. At Mid-Ohio, they didn't even make it to the top 12. And
That's devastating.
This is how rare it is with Penske not having its drivers in the top 10 in the championship. Or it has happened since 2018. It's only happened 3 times where they didn't have a driver in the top 10 at a race. 2024 in Toronto, 2022 in Indy 500, and 2020 at Worldwide Technology.
Wow.
The race won 3 times since 2018. And
It's what happens when you can't cheat. Maybe that's what it is.
Maybe.
They're just getting caught, and they're just more. Well, they are. Looking a little bit more closely, right? I feel like they're issuing more penalties and things like that after the race. So,
yeah, and also I think they're driving. Will is driving like he's losing a contract.
Yeah,
and I think he's making erratic decisions in some cases. Him screaming at Alex Palou in the pit lane. I was like, "Damn, hi, Will." We've missed double bird Will Power. Mm-hmm. But I look at Scotty, and it's just bad luck.
Yeah.
Like Joseph, bad luck.
Yeah.
Scotty, bad luck. I hope one of them like gets redemption, because if this is that season, eek.
Yeah.
Ooh. So we'll see. You know, Mid Ohio was not great for them. 500, not great for them. So now that we're going into Iowa, this is Joseph Newgarden kingdom. This man has won 5 races at Iowa.
So hopefully you think he can do it?
Well, if anyone can do it, it's going to be Joseph Newgarden. Granted, the repave of Iowa last year really fucked some shit up. It's just, there's no second lane. So it was kind of a processional. But apparently Firestone's bringing different tires. There's going to be a different way, whatever, blah, 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 blah. Clearly they had tornadoes touching down. So they didn't have practice 1. So on Saturday, they're going to have to practice, qualify, and race.
Yeah, because it's a doubleheader, and then they have to race again on Sunday.
And so that means they only get 1 practice session.
Yeah.
And the weather does not look great for tomorrow. Who knows what's going to happen? That might jumble up the field enough to where Penske, everyone has to get their setup changed right, like literally instantaneously tomorrow. But between Joseph, Will's won there, Scott's won there, and Pato has won there. So this may be an opportunity for Penske to come back, or there have been plenty of tracks where I'm like, oh, Penske won this before, and they were like 27th. So Iowa's an interesting track.
Yeah.
So we'll see. There's 2 races. You get to kind of redo a race if you have a crappy one, the next one. But this, if Joseph Newgarden doesn't perform at this is his track. Like Texas and Iowa, these are short ovals are Joseph Newgarden's bread and butter.
Yeah.
If he's nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, this season then completely can be thrown out the window for him.
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't be, like, he's not at the point where he will lose leader circle money.
No.
But, like,
this is just one that he just doesn't want to remember.
18th in the championship?
Yeah, that's devastating. That sucks.
Right? So.
Yeah,
but Iowa's it's an interesting one.
Yeah.
I'm surprised it's still a doubleheader.
Yeah.
Hy-Vee has left its sponsorship, so there's no concerts.
I was going to say, historically, there have been like huge concerts to draw people, and there are none.
Like Post Malone was at 1 year, Carrie Underwood 1 year, like no concerts. So I have seen a lot of social media posts around Iowa being like, buy 1, get 2 free tickets. So I think they're struggling to get people to go there.
Yeah.
The weather's probably not helping.
Weather sucks, yeah. And not only that, like we still have this like crazy heat wave that's going on, which is definitely contributing to that crappy weather that's happening right now. So,
and Iowa is extremely physically and mentally demanding.
Yeah.
So
275 laps on a fastest short oval on the planet is what it's called.
Not even a mile. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, not even a mile. So yeah, it's 200. What is it? Total 245 miles for both races.
So they're basically doing an Indy 500 and split in two
days.
Ooh, yeah. Iowa's not my favorite per se. I'll watch it.
Yeah.
It's great. Like Iowa in 2022, incredible because it was short. The High Line you could pass, but if this repavement still sucks. I wouldn't be surprised if viewership was low too.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens. And for me, I am going to say Joseph will have pole. I think he'll come in and say, yes, I got it. But I still think that Joseph Newgarden's going to have something happen to him at the race. I'm giving Pato his moment.
I'm pulling for Pato too. I think that like he just, I don't know. He's been kind of whiny. He needs a win. There's a lot of guys that need a win.
Yeah. Oh my God, I know. But my sleeper is going to be Connor.
I think he's fiery, and I think he wants it so bad that I think he's just going to be so spiteful.
Yeah.
And I would love to see that, just tearing it up.
You know, the biggest FU to Santino would be if he won at Iowa.
Oh my God,
and just went. Mic drop.
Yeah.
Bye.
Don't mess with me.
Yeah. I'll cut a bitch. No, I'm kidding. He'll take the podium over that. But I
yeah.
think I feel like Connor is going to have a good day as long as everyone keeps their nose clean. I think this should be a good race. Yeah. It's either going to be carnage or boring.
Yeah,
those are our two choices.
Well, granted, if we even have a race, hopefully those tornadoes or whatever kind of crappy weather that they have will clear out.
Would they cancel it or would they postpone it? They would have to cancel it because
especially right now,
Toronto the following weekend.
Right. Where can you fill it in? Could you add a race to the end? No, right?
No, because you have to staff it. You have to do everything. Yeah. Ooh, okay. Saturday looks like it is iffy. Sunday still looks like it's okay. So we'll see what happens. Yeah. We're excited about it.
Yeah. It'll be fun to watch, especially a back-to-back.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's a wrap for today. Yeah. I think that was enough. I mean, thanks for sticking with us, guys. And this was, we'll get back on our regularly scheduled program starting next race. So thanks again for listening, and we'll see you guys a little later.
All right. See you guys.
Bye.